Good morning and welcome to the Dad of My Kids blog. Today we're going to do something a little different. It's called a video blog, or a vlog for short. And as you probably are aware, I'm in the midst of a 40-day project. I really appreciate all of the responses, the comments, the posts, the retweets that have been going out. That's very encouraging. It helps me to get to the next post and keep things rolling. But as I said in day one, I also want to keep things in perspective. Even though this is about me, it's not about me. It's really about God and what He's done in my life and what I want to do as far as leaving a legacy, so that today and tomorrow and in the future that my family and my loved ones and my friends will be able to have something that will speak to who I am and what I am. And our experiences make up who we become and who we are. I think that people do change as they grow. I know I have. There's some of the things that I've been really noticing, and some of the things I've been trying to communicate with you is how I've changed and how I've grown. And this morning, Jill and I were talking about some of our childhood things, and it reminded me of the fact that when I was in the 6th grade, I was Mr. Macho. I had the long hair, and I started carrying a big comb that stuck out the back of my pocket, and I went to school and I made gestures to people and got in trouble by the teacher. I felt like that there had been a reputation established for me, and that comes down from my brothers in our particular neighborhood there in North Little Rock, Arkansas, in the Rose City section of town, not far from Faulkner Lake, and we lived in the North Shore subdivision. And in that area, my brothers seemed to be famous. I mean, I was the little brother, and I was looking at them 6 years and 8 years older than me, and they seemed to be bigger than life to me. And I watched how they dressed, I watched how they talked, and the things that they did, and I wanted to be like them. And then, because I looked a lot like my oldest brother, Scott, then a lot of his friends would call me Little Scotty. It's amazing how much we actually do favor in our physical characteristics and even our mannerisms and the way we carry ourselves when we walk and when we talk. When we're just really comfortable, that's when it seems like we could be twins in a way. And I really, as a young boy, like I said, I'm thinking 6th grade years, I really found myself following in those footsteps. And those footsteps included things like illegal drugs and alcohol and sex, and all of the stuff that my mom and most every mom in the world does not want her sixth grade son getting involved in. And it's amazing how God snatched me out of that. In the 7th grade, I went to Central Junior High, North Little Rock, where it was only 7th graders from all over the city. So that alone took me partly out of my element, And my 7th grade year at school, I was no longer the bad boy bully kind of a person that I was trying to be. I was really much more the student that I knew I should be, and did good that year. Had a good year, but still, there were influences at home and in the neighborhood, and things that I had done that I wanted to expand on. Things like experimenting with marijuana, experimenting with beer, and even liquor on a couple of occasions. Tony, if you're watching, you remember the time we were at your house and we snuck some drink out of your parents' liquor cabinet. We made what we called a suicide. You remember that? The next thing I know, we were in your backyard rolling in the grass. And, that was some of the experimenting that we did. I guess it's typical for kids that age, but still, I don't want to see my kids doing that. And, I had this thing, I was a Brassfield, and I had to maintain, I had to carry on the banner, I had to keep the name, and that's just what it was about, I'm Andy Brassfield, I'm Little Scotty. And I'm so thankful that God saw fit to send a man into my life. My mom remarried when I was in the 7th grade, near the end of my school year. And my stepdad, as he became, and I now refer to him as my dad. I know that can be confusing sometimes, but since my biological dad has been gone many, many years, so I refer to O'Neill as my dad. And we moved away from there, me, my little brother Jeff, and went and lived with O'Neill. And I'm here to tell you, that was a divine snatch. You hear, at least for me, I'm a science fiction fan. I like to watch shows like Fringe and what was that one, X-Files, Star Trek, The Next Generation. I like that stuff. Aliens and stuff like that. And in those types of things, sometimes you hear about, people being snatched by aliens, taking out. Well, I'm here to tell you something, man. God can snatch you out of whatever you're in. He did it to me. He can do it to you. And young people, I want you to understand something. There's going to be bad influences around you and in your life. It's going to be hard to stand against them. But if you will take a stand and say, no, I'm not going to try the drugs, I'm not going to try the alcohol or the sex, and thank God that he spared me from the sex junk. But, you stand firm. And I'm here to tell you what's going to happen is first of all, God's going to protect you. And second of all, you're going to have such a respect coming from your peers that after a while, they'll begin to respect you. They'll begin to understand, that he is different, she's different. You're different because you've just simply said no. Now, this is not a stance that is preachy or condemning of the people who are involved in those activities, and people who are trying to bring you in. Okay, you don't go condemning them. You offer them love. You offer them a shoulder to lean on, and you pray for them. Well, look, I didn't intend for this to turn into a sermon. Once again, I appreciate you guys visiting my blog, and I hope this video segment is not too long for you. I know it's different. It's different for me. I'm doing this in a impromptu, one take, driving to work kind of a situation. So I hope it's a blessing to you, and God bless you. I'm signing off. I'm dad of my kids. God bless.